We are already on week 8 of the CKW season, and we are in CKW cash out time, one of the biggest PLEs for the company. And our first qualifier match is between Ace Rodriguez, Loco Justice Lopez, and an enemy of the two, Bailey. Winner will be one of the many contestants in the Run Me Your Money briefcase match at CKW Cash Out. Ace Rodriguez and Loco Justice Lopez working together for a few seconds.
Yeah, just getting overwhelmed right now.
But it would not be enough as Bailey was able to withstand the 1 versus 2 bout, getting the win and qualifying for a chance to get the Run Me Your Money briefcase at Cash Out. Next up, we would see the rivalry heat up between Dreams and Nightmare Syndicate as they go up against the Pillars, who are our current tag team champions of Kyrie Nixon and Michael Te'o. This match would be one-on-one action between Game Hunter and Kyrie Nixon. Game Hunter finding himself on a nice run as of late. Things start to get heated when we see Victor Kruger grabbing the leg of Kyrie Nixon, throwing the match off. Referee having to make some decisions here because Michael Te'o now joining the fray, and referee Otis wasting no time, kicking both of the tag team members out of the ring, leaving this to be a sole 1v1 between Hunter and Nixon. And Game Hunter would waste no time, jumping right into the cutter and getting the victory, making a good statement for the Dreams and Nightmare Syndicate before their tag team bout for the belts. But next up, fresh off of the victory against Curtis King in the Iron Man match, now the FRO gets his opportunity at Magic for a possibility for the belt. And right now, Magic making sure the FRO knows that he is not going to be an easy feat, as the champion is absolutely decimating the big fella. Never seen before. I'm seeing some strength I ain't never seen before. Golly! Magic showing that he has every trick in the book, now even getting tactical with the FRO and getting the victory over his future challenger. And in perfect Magic form, there's no just taking the win and moving on. We see Magic go outside of the ring as the FRO is bleeding and trying to heal from the match, but Magic won't give him that chance. Steel chair in hand.
And what's the point of this? It was a great match.
And he's looking to attack the FRO, but Curtis King still there to help out his former tag team member, FRO. Curtis wants to make sure that his buddy, the FRO, can be our future world heavyweight champion, and Curtis showing his allegiance to his best friend. Next up, we have our next qualifier between Drip Messiah, Adonis Galliano, and the Spooky Havoc. Winner will become the second entrant in the CKW Run Me Your Money briefcase match at Cash Out. And we saw our first one being Bailey, and now Havoc trying to take advantage, and he gets the pin on Adonis, but stops at 2, and Drip Messiah taking advantage of the two of them beefing throughout the entire match. But that would not last long as Havoc and Adonis double team Drip Messiah. Adonis doing a great job utilizing the one-on-one against Havoc, and Adonis Galliano will be our second entrant in the Run Me Your Money briefcase match at Cash Out. Fresh off of helping out his friend Fro not too long ago, we see Curtis King in a match with his longtime enemy Owen Dallas, who has made it a point to be a thorn in Curtis's side since joining the CKW this season. But could things end here today in a steel cage match? No referees, no interferences, just these two going absolutely crazy and beating one another up, and it would not disappoint.
Not much behind that pin attempt.
Curtis getting some hits in, Owen Dallas getting his hits in, and we see Owen now getting Curtis with the backbreaker, looking to get him in perfect position for the submission to make Curtis King tap out. We've seen Owen take numbers of victories by tapping out the opponent, but Curtis, not going to be an easy one, gets out of the submission and throws a high knee into the face of Owen Dallas. Things starting to look good for Curtis King as we're seeing the high flyer get to the top ropes like he likes to do. But Owen Dallas would not go out that way. Gets Curtis down, goes for the pin count. No one escapes the cage as Owen Dallas gets the huge victory over Curtis King. But something tells me, though this rivalry may be cooling off, he might not be done with Curtis King just yet. But week 2 is upon us as we see Owen Dallas's tag team member Jerome Briggs facing off against said Curtis King, as well as Silas LaFleur in another qualifier match, the third one of 6. We already have our first 2 entrants, and now the winner of this one will be joined into the briefcase match, and we've seen Curtis and Silas starting off going 1v1, and Big Rome looking to jump into the ring and take advantage of a weakened Silas LaFleur. Curtis, though, wasting no time, goes right back after Jerome Briggs, while Curtis looking good in this match. But Silas LaFleur would not be outdone. Steel chair to the back twice to Curtis King, and now Curtis moves his attention from Jerome Briggs back to Silas LaFleur, and Silas and Curtis just cannot stop going after each other, even though it's a 3-man match, one always interrupting the other from a combo and vice versa. And Jerome Briggs has an opportunity to take advantage of this. Curtis dropping Silas LaFleur, but Jerome uses that to his advantage, dropping Curtis, and Jerome Briggs gets the 3 count. While Silas and Curtis were too busy dealing with one another, Jerome swoops in and gets the 3rd spot in the CKW Run Me Your Money briefcase match. But we move on to our next qualifier between Victor Kruger, Owen Dallas, and Alexander the Great. We need 3 more competitors for this ladder match. Who will be the one to come out of this qualifier? We're seeing Victor Kruger showing his muscle in this one, while Alexander the Great is more of a high flyer, and we know that Owen Dallas likes to play the submission game. Is there a clear advantage with any one of these 3 in this one? Right now, though, Owen Dallas taking advantage of Alexander the Great while Victor Kruger is down. Kruger gets up too slow. Dallas gets the pin count, and now the Crash Out Club have 2 entrants in the race, which helps out their odds at getting the briefcase on their side. But next up, we're not done with the rivalry between Bayley and Ace Rodriguez. This one, hopefully, after Bayley got the win in the first qualifying match, Ace Rodriguez wanted the one-on-one against Bayley. But remember, Ace Rodriguez, though focused on this rivalry with Bayley, he is set to go up against Rick Blade for the CKW Liberty belt. And Rick Blade making sure Ace remembers that he has a more important match coming up. And now Bayley is on the offense, trying to take advantage of the mid-match attack, but it will not be enough. Ace Rodriguez somehow survives, gets the win, and we're going to see Ace versus Rick Blade at Cash Out for the belt. Ace Rodriguez showing heart in a huge victory. But here we are with week 3, starting the show off with Loco Justice Lopez, who is looking for the one-on-one against, you guessed it, Bayley himself. But now with the one-on-one against Loco Justice Lopez, who we know has beef with Bayley because of what he did to El Flapjack Larry, this match would not last long. I'd rather Lopez getting the victory, and instead of just easily exiting the ring and leaving the stage, he's not done.
Looks like this. I got a feeling he's not done yet. Digging first.
A ladder would be thrown into the ring as Bayley tries to find his footing. He doesn't get a chance as the ladder goes right to the head of Bayley.
Has he lost his mind?
Bayley stumbling to get back up. Loco Justice Lopez not done, possibly concussed, thrown onto a ladder, and Bayley now has a big match for his career at Cash Out, but will this affect his performance? Next up, we have Curtis King, who is waiting and ready for his next match.
This superstar ready for action.
But who is it? It's Silas LaFleur, who has Drip Messiah in his arms, throws him on the ramp, and Silas and Curtis are not done with their beef. As the one-on-one starts off, Otis not sure whether to call this match a real match or not, but they don't care. They're gonna fight each other. The match is canceled, and now we have more beef between King and LaFleur. But more on that later, as we see the Dreams and Nightmares Syndicate, who have earned themselves a tag team title match against the Pillars for the belts here in week 3. Remember, we are typically used to Victor Kruger and Havoc being a tag team, but Game Hunter stepping into the scene, wanting to help get his guy Victor Kruger back into his winning ways. But right now, we're seeing the Pillars wasting no time playing all the tactical games, and instead of winning cleanly, we get a 9-10 count, and the Pillars are gonna win the tag defense by countout, which the GM was not the biggest of fans of, especially in a title defense. But we move to week 4 as Michael Te'o, who is still one half of the tag team champion Pillars, goes up one-on-one against Victor Kruger. And this rivalry is not over yet, especially if you're going to win a defense by countout. You got to believe that the Dreams and Nightmare Syndicate are going to still do whatever they can to get another shot at the belt. Victor Kruger going after Te'o, but Te'o able to get out of that little run. He's trying to go outside of the ring against Kruger, but Kruger ready for it. And now we're back in the ring with some one-on-one action. A spear by Michael Te'o earns him the 1-2-3, and Te'o solidifying the victory from the previous week, though it came by count out. But will we see Dreams and Nightmare Syndicate get that opportunity? Only time will tell. But next up, Silas LaFleur, proud of what he did the previous week, taking out Drip Messiah to get his hands on Curtis King, but now sees himself one-on-one against Drip Messiah, who wants his lick back after the slimy move by Silas LaFleur. And Drip Messiah and Silas LaFleur would put on an absolute banger of a match. Silas LaFleur, they're looking to have the upper hand for the most part in this one, gets the 1-2-3 against Drip, and who would come into the ring? It's Curtis King, who is presented with 2 of his enemies at the same time, wasting no time attacking Silas LaFleur, but also attacking Drip Messiah after his loss. This could spawn into an interesting match that we will see at Cash Out between these 3. Next up, though, we have a one-on-one between Jerome Briggs and Ace Rodriguez, but look who is paying a visit. Jerome Briggs' faction teammate Rick Blade, the CKW Liberty Belt holder. He just wants to sit ringside and watch the match up closely, as he has his buddy Jerome Briggs going up against his future challenger at Cash Out. He just wants to get a better seat of what could possibly be a loss for Ace Rodriguez or an impressive victory. Rick Blade claiming that he's not going to touch him, he's going to leave him alone, and the match will carry on as normal, as Ace Rodriguez does a great job against the former tag team champion in Jerome Briggs, handling his own, trying to impress Rick Blade, who he will be challenging here shortly. We're getting a good one-on-one bout between Jerome Briggs as Ace Rodriguez is getting the better of Big Rome.
Man, things are really picking up now. This is a hell of a brawl. This matchup has totally devolved into a fight.
And while the referee is not paying attention, Rick Blade slides into the ring, hitting Ace Rodriguez, helping out his partner Jerome Briggs, as Otis calls the match off, adding more gas to the fire for this match at Cash Out. But before we can get to Cash Out, we have our CKW World Heavyweight Champion Magic on the mic, and he is having a hard time understanding why this crowd cannot respect him. He took out the FRO in week 1 and hasn't seen them since until now.
He is headed straight to the ring, and with quite
interrupting the words of the World Heavyweight Champion, he is aware that in their last outing he suffered a loss, but he is not okay with the antics that happened after the match. He wants to settle this thing once and for all, and since Magic claims to be such a great champion, why not put his belt on the line at Cash Out? Magic looks Fro in his eye and says, you're on. And Magic and Fro is set for cash out with a stipulation that we will talk about later. But here we go. The second PLE of the young season is underway. CKW cash out here in the beautiful Las Vegas. We see Dreams and Nightmare Syndicate starting the show off against the champions, the Pillars. Now, CKGM made his opinions known that he is not happy with the way that the Pillars have defended their belts since. So the belts will be hanging from the sky, and this will be a tornado tag team TLC match for the belts. A free-for-all, if you will, 2v2 to see who our new tag team champions will be, and it was chaos. Michael Te'o gained the better of Game Hunter, while Victor Kruger gained the better of Kyrie Nixon to start this match off. And it felt like for the majority of this match, you couldn't figure out who it was that had the upper hand. You're seeing Dreams and Nightmares on top of the ladder going for the belt. You're seeing the Pillars going to the ladder for the top of the belt. But there was a moment where Victor Kruger gets himself to the top of the ladder. Game Hunter doing a great job taking advantage of Michael Te'o to keep him out of it. Also throwing a super kick to Kyrie Nixon, but with a slight tap to the ladder, Kruger not able to finish. The job falls down, and we still have a match to continue. Kruger now finds himself dazed and confused in the corner. He gets up just in time. He's going to the top of the ladder to meet Michael Te'o. Kyrie Nixon trying to help Te'o out in the process. Both of them get rid of Victor Kruger. Kyrie Nixon punching him in the coccyx. Michael Te'o eventually falls, where we see ourselves with Game Hunter all by his lonesome, able to get the belts. Michael Te'o is knocked out, missing the opportunity to stop him, and the Dreams and Nightmare Syndicate will be your new tag team champions. Game Hunter, Victor Kruger, now the newest tag team champions of the season, ending the reign of the Pillars. Next up, though, we have the big triple threat match between Silas LaFleur, Drip Messiah, and Curtis King. This match came about, well, from the mere fact that these three just could not keep their pettiness aside, all of them interfering with one or the other in some way, shape, or form, and now this will all end in a triple threat match. Curtis King, Drip Messiah starting off aggressive, but you know Silas LaFleur was going to be ready. And we're seeing the two of them back to their one-on-one ways, the same way they lost the qualifier, focusing too much on one another, as Drip Messiah utilizes his focus on Silas to take out his former Terminus teammate Curtis King, leading to a one-on-one match between Drip Messiah and Silas LaFleur. But Drip Messiah would get the best of Silas, as Curtis, dazed and confused, just watches from the sideline, and Drip Messiah gets one of the biggest wins that he could ask for in recent weeks. But next up, another belt on the line. This time, the new and improved CKW Liberty Championship. Rick Blade defending against Ace Rodriguez. Ace Rodriguez having himself a very complicated and busy month, focusing on other rivalries and focusing on his new friend Loco Justice Lopez and helping him out, that now he is in the ring with Rick Blade, who has been trying to remind him all month long that you need to be ready for me. And Ace Rodriguez, though he fought really well, it just did not look like if he was ready enough for the champion. We saw Ace Rodriguez go for one final attempt, has the crowd on his side.
Wow. So far, so good.
Getting the huge backflip from the rope to take out Rick Blade, who's already on the ground, but the referee getting tripped up and taking her time to get to the pin count. Rick Blade able to get out of it. But Ace Rodriguez is not done there. Ace Rodriguez feeding off of the energy from the crowd. Another opportunity for Ace to get a 3 count on Rick Blade. 1, 2, and look at the rope break from Rick Blade. Referee calling it off, and the match will continue. Going for the frog splash, Rick Blade moving out of the way, and this is where things would go in the direction of the champion. Rick Blade moving Ace Rodriguez right where he wants him, going for the super perk slam.
This will not end well. All the way from the top. Angle.
Gets him on the canvas. 1, 2, 3. Rick Blade remains your CKW Liberty champion. But a hell of a match between these two competitors. Ace Rodriguez just bit off more than he can chew this month, and now we'll see what's next for the young high flyer. Speaking of Ace Rodriguez, next up we have ourselves a tables match between Loco Justice Lopez, Havoc, and the new upcoming Alexander the Great. This match is amongst 3 guys who are around the middle of the power rankings, looking to use a victory here to climb up the board. And all 3 wrestlers wasted no time to make sure they took advantage of this opportunity. 1 minute it's Alexander, the other it's Loco Justice Lopez. Havoc trying to get the better of these two with his strength, but you're seeing the crazy power of Loco Justice Lopez. Just wailing on Havoc on the corner of the ring. But Alexander the Great, not to be outdone, interrupting the combo from Loco Justice Lopez, looking to get him over to the one remaining table that's up. Lopez gets the better of Alexander, smacks him down, throwing Havoc onto the table, setting him up.
This is not gonna be pretty.
Throws him into it, and Loco Justice Lopez gets his first PLE win since joining the company. Doesn't know how to act, and well, he's taking out the turnbuckle. But yeah, okay, there goes the turnbuckle as Loco Justice Lopez gets his first PLE victory. But now we're in the co-main event as we see the CKW World Heavyweight title on the line in an Iron Man style match. We saw a few weeks ago Magic defend against Curtis King in a close Iron Man match where it came down to the wire in a 3-2 victory, and the FRO has studied and is looking to disappoint the current champion in their title match. And the FRO would waste no time knowing that you only have 15 minutes in this match. The FRO looking to apply pressure and damage early, not giving Magic a chance to even get any attacks in. It's the Fro show the entirety of the first few minutes against the current champion. Magic trying to crawl away and get his bearings together, but the FRO not giving him any opportunity, throws him into the top turnbuckle and kicks him while he's down. But wait, the champion finding his groove, countering the kick, throwing him back, and now here comes Magic looking to slowly break down the FRO the same way he did in week 1.
They've got their opponent. What's in store now? All the way up.
Can I get that confirmed?
Remember, in this match, the one with the most pins wins, and it's looking like Magic is trying to get one here early as the FRO is just trying to survive. Fro catching his breath in the corner while Magic is having a conversation with himself as he is ready to blow. But the Crash Out Club member showing the world why he has been such a dominant champion as of late. Gets the super punch on the FRO. Down goes Fro, and there will be the first pin count for the current champion. And instead of letting up, knowing you have a lead, Magic wants to continue where he left off and try to get back-to-back pins as he is just absolutely tearing the FRO up. But Fro finally gets himself in an opportunity to possibly tie this thing up. Throws him off of his shoulders. Down goes Magic, spins him around, going to get the big pin count to tie it up 1-1, and Magic with 2.8 gets out of the pin attempt, going right back to Fro for another huge combo, hitting him with the pile driver and getting the 2-0 lead over Fro. But it's not looking like Fro has much left in the tank in this huge match. 4 seconds remain, and Magic with a 2-0 victory remains your CKW World Heavyweight Champion. Who can stop Magic on this monumental run? maybe nobody, but the Crash Out Club remains in the driver's seat. But there's only one thing that could help them get even more power, as we see them holding the Liberty Championship as well as the World Heavyweight Championship. And well, that's holding the briefcase, as they have two members in the Run Me Your Money briefcase match in Owen Dallas, Jerome Briggs, as they try to withstand all of the other entrants in this match. Dean McCarthy, who qualified last month and was technically our first entrant, going up against everyone else that you saw qualify throughout this month. But who will be our first CKW Run Me Your Money briefcase winner of the new season? Owen Dallas and Jerome Briggs doing a great job working off one another to help the other get a chance at the belt. And while Owen Dallas slips to the top of the ladder to go after the belt, we're seeing the other four competitors fighting one another and not focused on what is happening on the top of the ladder. Owen Dallas all by himself, everybody outside the ring. Owen Dallas will become our Run Me Your Money briefcase holder, and the Crash Out Club just got stronger. Belts, both single belts, now the briefcase. What's next?